Kami pala talaga dito yung pioneer eh. Sabi namin, ano kaya tong lugar na to? What a place is this? Walang ilaw, walang tubig. So ngayon, ang ginawa namin, pag sinabing bayanihan, bayanihan lahat. Tulong-tulong tayo.
There are traditions of mutual support existing in most countries around the world. Where I come from in Norway, it's called dugnad, and here in Philippines, it's called
Bayanihan. It's a very human tradition that comes out as a natural response to do something together as a collective. Yung title po ng project natin ay Structures of Mutual Support. Isasama po siya sa isang exhibition na tinatawag po na Biennale Arkitektura. Tapos yung tema ng buong exhibition na yun ay How Will We Live Together? Meaning, paano po tayo mabubuhay ng sama-sama at sabay-sabay?
How do we live with each other? So civic relationships build an obligation for us to explain why we choose to do a certain way when we relate to our neighbors.
Sa aming pagkakaintindi, bayanihan ang tawag dito sa mutual work, taus-pusong tulong handog o di kaya'y kusang loob na pagtulong na walang inaasahang katumbas.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not one of these romanticized people who see this great, huge outpouring of love. Like most people around the world, they calculate what is best for them and their families.
what happens if one family doesn't pitch in?
It's okay. We don't force them if they don't have enough or if they don't want to.
Development in general has two meanings to it. One is about the process of transition or transformation. And at the same time, it is about measurement of our quality of life, mainly about economic development.
How do you use mutual support in the context of an architectural project? We have a process that we call learning, questioning, making, concept design and build. For the community to build a kind of understanding or reflection on their current situation.
Kaya hindi pantay ang level ng buhay. Merong mahirap, merong mayaman.
We were able to discuss a little bit about the problems that they experience. We were already beginning to get at an understanding of how those problems might be solved by an architectural intervention.
Baka meron kang may share na anong idea na pwede natin itayo.
Kailangan ko yung para sa mga bata, para hindi na sila lumalabas, dito na lang tayo magpatayo ng palaruan.
We aim to kind of compile all of the findings into what kind of program this building would contain, which became eventually a library and a hangout space at Tambayan.
Nag-decidean po namin na malapit sa court ilagay dahil malapit sa community. So pagka tiningnan po namin yung structure, makikita namin na naging part kami ng pagbuo. So masayang-masaya po kami na naging parte kami ng proyekto.
Even the poorest communities, when given the opportunity to express their reasons, the outcome here, it's a product of a series of decisions that they made as a community.
When we focus on participation as an integral part of development, it really changes the role of the community, and they cannot be a passive receiver of aid.
I would see that as an expression of community development.
Hindi lang yung project nyo ang nabigyang pansin, kundi nabigyang pansin din yung personalidad ng bawat isa dito sa community.
Hiningi nyo yung mga opinion namin. Samantalang mataas naman kayo, kami dito lang. Pero malaking bagay yun na ikinatutuwa rin namin na inano nyo yung mga suggestion namin. Nagtiwala kayo.
I think the Philippines has a culture that is consistent with principles of deliberative democracy. I think there is something about the way we relate to each other that makes the country ready for this kind of democratic process.
Through this Biennale project, na-experience namin kung paano maging architect. Nagkaroon kami ng ideya. We are also learning.
Buildings are not just buildings, they're a process. So the structure and the way it was created, all that needs to be flexible enough to transform and live with the community. So that over time, it belongs to that process and belongs to them.
The power of the collective is greater than individuals alone. So there is this natural synergy which happens when people come together and create something which none of them could do on their own.